Hi from the Festspielhaus here in Baden-Baden. We've all been here a couple of days and today is the dress rehearsal of the Magic Flute. So I'm going to go in and see what sort of interesting people we can find to ask about the production and how the rehearsals have gone. Today we're with Michael Levine, the set designer of the Zauberflöte, the Magic Flute. Michael, welcome. And you brought along your original set. This is the third Magic Flute that you've done.
Yeah.
How have you made this set different to the ones you've done before?
Well, I mean, working in the theater is always a collaboration. So it depends on who you're collaborating with. And this, of course, was a collaboration with Robert Carson, who's directing the piece.
So what have you tried to portray here?
Here, I mean, what we did is we established one of the things in the Magic Flute is that there's an upper and a lower world. And the piece is very much about the two sides of man, the sort of lower, the subjugation of the lower part of the, in a way, on a simple level of the body. And here we tried to embody that by creating an upper and a lower world. So there's the world above ground, and then there's this slightly odd world that's below ground, which you see in the second act, which is an imaginary space. You can't actually enter a grave into another area below ground, but in our mind, somehow I think, maybe in our imagination, there is a space that exists that when you enter below ground, there's the world of death.
Do you think you'll be able to sit in the premiere peacefully and enjoy the music?
Yeah,
Great.
Of course. By then my sort of job is in someone else's hands.
Yes.
There's a wonderful crew here in Baden-Baden, and they work very hard and they're very kind. And I mean, it's not a large crew like you would find at the Paris Opera, but it's a very dedicated crew, and they're very good people, and a very good technical staff as well.
We're on the set of the Magic Flute. The dress rehearsal is this evening and everyone's all very excited. Everyone's setting the stage and the lights and the props, and I even got a magic flute in my hand, so I don't think this is going to work, this one, huh? I wouldn't know how to hold it anyway. I need a magic horn. The Festspielhaus from here looks so much bigger than it does. Look at how it looks for the singers. So this is the view from the stage into the orchestra pit. So it's a very open pit, which means things can fall in very easily. Now, I've been sitting in a pit when one of the tenors fell into the pit. These things can happen. It is quite dangerous, but it's still great to have this feeling of being part of the staging. What we love as orchestra musicians is when the whole cast walk along the front like that. It makes us feel very included in the action, and it makes the music come as somehow part of the center. At the beginning of the Magic Flute, all the cast come through the audience, and all are on the side here looking into the pit. It really makes the orchestra feel like the music is the centerpiece, which of course it is. This looks rather dangerous. It looks a lot bigger than it did from the audience.
When he first came, he was very pale. There's a lot of work that has been done on him.
He's been hand-painted.
He's been hand-painted, yes. Now he's been totally...
He's very heavy.
He's heavy.
Very heavy.
He's heavy. Papageno, she gives him water, and he doesn't like it, so he spits it out, and she comes out smoking her electronic cigarette.
It's already got the iPhone cable in it to charge it. Yeah. So it's a real skeleton?
It's not a real skeleton. Okay. It's made out of some material that looks like bone. Yeah. But it's one of these that the medical students use, and it's almost real life size.
And he has to be re-dirtied every day.
Yes, because he's lying on his face. Actually, he lies on his face like this. With the fingers out like that, and one hand behind, and the legs are looking a little bit flat, and then I cover him a lot with dirt, so it looks as though he's been sinking in the earth.
He's been there for a long time. Fantastic.
That's why I use this special table for him, because he leaves a lot of dirt behind.
There's such cool things in this. Thank you so much. That was really wonderful. Thank you. Robert Carson, director of Magic Flute, thank you for joining us today. Now, Sir Simon Rattle said that the Magic Flute can be a graveyard for conductors, and he actually avoided it for a very long time. Would you agree that it can be a graveyard for directors?
It's very difficult. I don't know about the graveyard, although that's an appropriate term for this opera, which has the word death in the libretto more than any other libretto that I know. More than 60 times Tod or Sterben is referred to. But it is a very difficult piece to direct and to conduct because it's so fragmented. It's so incredibly complex, but it is really simple. And what's very difficult is to sustain the rhythm, maintain the simplicity, and hold it all together.
How has this work process been here in Baden-Baden for you?
You want the real answer?
Yes.
No, it's been great, actually. I mean...
But there are always some challenges.
There are always challenges. There are always challenges. This is the Magic Flute, and I had forgotten from 20 years ago, it really is one of the biggest things you can possibly do. There's so much involved, from the speaking word to all, of course, the design and the actors and the chorus and all, and 18 soloists we have. That's a huge number of people.
Why should people have to come and see this Magic Flute?
I think people should come and see this because it's got probably the best cast you could put together. For this opera at this moment. It's got the finest musicians in the world. It's got this fabulous conductor, wonderful chorus. I mean, and of course...
This director.
That's not for me to say.
Danke. Jetzt werden wir ein bisschen arbeiten und ich finde, das ist ganz wunderbar. Das ist eine Probe, eine Generalprobe ist sehr oft gespielt wie eine Vorstellung, ohne zu unterbrechen, aber das ist eine Probe, das ist unsere letzte Probe, wunderbare Orchester, Chor, Techniker, alle. Und Sie proben irgendwie mit, weil Sie sind hier mit uns, weil das ist ein Stück, die spricht von den Eingeweihten. Also Sie haben jetzt irgendwie die Ehre, eingeweiht mit uns zu sein, weil Sie teilen mit in diese Probe. Also jetzt werden wir ein bisschen probieren und dann wird es anfangen. Danke.